Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hey everybody, welcome! It's Sunday night at 9 o'clock, and it's time for another episode of Conversations with me, Kirk Sheppard, your host. Tonight's a very special night because it is Mother's Day, and my guest tonight is my mother. Hello.
Hi, Kirk.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
We are excited to talk tonight. I see you've got your ingredients laid out. We're going to make one of my favorite snacks, your cheese ball cheese dip, and I'm excited about that, so that'll be good. What else is going on? How's your day?
Very good. The grandkids came and visited, and we just had a really fun day. It's Jeff's birthday. So
I know, I heard. Happy birthday to Jeff.
We had cake and ice cream.
Well, fun. So we are here on Conversations, which normally we're talking to people who either have a project to plug or are semi-famous or some of that, but it's Mother's Day, and so I just wanted to kind of give a window into my life and my world. And you're a big part of my life, obviously, because I got life from you. So I thought it would be appropriate for you to be here. So what do you got out there for us there on the table? You're getting ready to make something. What's your ingredients look like?
I am going to be making a cheese ball, and it's called Old English cheese ball. And it's really simple, and anybody can do this, and it's just great for a party. First, I use Old English cheese, a little jar like this. You get it like where the Cheese Whiz is in the grocery store. Sometimes it's hard to find. It takes 2 of these. I use 1/3 less fat cream cheese, and the store brand is fine. 2 of those. It takes 1/4 of a teaspoon of Lowry salt, onion powder, and garlic powder. And that's all it is. So I went ahead and put my cream cheese and my Old English cheese in a bowl. And I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of the Lowry, 1/4 of a teaspoon of the garlic powder. And you want powder and not salt. And onion.
And you're putting it all in one big dish, and you're getting ready to mix it all together.
Put it in one bowl. Oh, you want to leave the cream cheese out so that it gets soft, because otherwise it's kind of hard on your mixer. And then I use a mixer. You wouldn't have to, but it's a lot easier, a lot less stirring. So I'm going to do that and stand up.
Don't hurt yourself now.
Because it's so soft, it blends together really quickly. This will probably be the shortest cooking demo you've ever seen.
So once you've mixed it, then what do you do?
And because it's 1/3 less fat, it doesn't set up in a hard ball. So I pour it in a bowl like this with sides on it. And that way, when you get it in here, it's not going to smoosh out like if you had it on a plate, you know, like you had a real hard cheese ball.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in there.
And so sometimes you serve this like a dip.
Look like that.
Yeah. Sometimes
like a dip.
Sometimes
it's good for veggies. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
It's really good for veggies. And my favorite is the club crackers. or the like Ritz or Townhouse.
Yeah.
So I use both of these. What kind? Jeff likes. What kind do you like? I mean, you can use any cracker that you like, or carrots work really good. You might get your kids to eat more veggies if you serve that.
I like it with celery myself.
Yeah, celery is good. And I wanted to show you, this is a cheese ball I made with the original, so it's hard. You know, so you'd want to use a cheese ball dipper spreader.
So that recipe... Yeah. There's the recipe right there on the screen for people who are curious again. It's really good, and I really enjoy that very much, and I'm sorry I'm not there to eat some of it tonight. But, you know, COVID-19. All right, so back to you and me here. Let's see. I want to do our favorite part of the show, which is rapid response, where I'm going to show you people, places, or things, and I just want you to respond to it however you want, whatever you want to say. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
That is my twin sister, Becky, when we were probably 6 months old. And we certainly are not identical twins by any means.
Which one's which?
I'm the one that has the little widow's peak right here, and she has the more round face.
Okay.
Oh, that's a blast from the past. That's my mommy and daddy and my twin sister,
Is
Becky.
that church directory picture?
That was probably like, wow. I don't know. Junior high, maybe? High school? Well, obviously high school. Probably our freshman year. I was looking at Becky's hair.
Do you think that was a church directory picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that you say that. That was my high school graduation picture.
Which was about, what, 10 years ago?
And the only way I could get my hair to be straight was to sleep on orange juice cans.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Well, when I was in high school, they used to have frozen orange juice cans, or, you know, cans with orange juice in it. And I would clean them out and roll my hair up on it.
Huh. All right.
That's my wedding picture to Dan Sheppard, your dad. That's a great memory. We had daisies in my wedding bouquet, and it had a piece of it that flowed down the front, and that had come off right before the wedding started. I mean, as I was walking down the aisle, so I'm holding both pieces of this bouquet together, trying to fake my way through the ceremony so that it didn't fall apart.
Are you seeing these comments that are coming through? People are commenting on the photos as we go a little bit here. All right, let's take a look at our next one here. This is a more modern picture.
Oh, that's my high school reunion. That was probably in
3 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. I won't say how many years I've been out of school, but
10.
You wouldn't believe it if I said 10. So, hey, there's a picture of my brothers. My brother Jeff in the white shorts, and my brother Kirk in the gray shorts, or whatever color that is.
So
we were all in Florida together.
People probably are curious. You have a brother named Kirk and a son named Kirk. Can you explain that?
Yes. Yes. My grandpa's name was Frank Wesley Kirk, and I love the name Kirk, so I named you Kirk Wesley after him. And my brother's name is Jeff, and my husband's name is Jeff, so it becomes quite confusing. Oh, I'm glad you put that on there. That's a great Mother's Day picture. That's Mom and Becky and me. That was probably
it was 2008.
11, 12. Huh?
2008, it says on it.
Okay.
March 23rd, 2008, which I don't know if that's right, because I thought it was a Mother's Day picture too, but somewhere in that area.
That was at a Christmas tea. Yeah, probably something some kind of church thing.
Gotcha.
Hi, Cheryl. Is that Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding the camera.
My dad was such a Yeah.
Well, and we joke a lot about the Ted Miller in us. What does that mean when I say that or when you say that?
Yes, we're very assertive.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Word? Okay. And for me, I am usually overly confident that I know everything.
Well, it's true. And when you do, you do.
Well, sometimes. Jeff proves me wrong. He lets me be right once a month, so that's pretty good.
That's good. All right, we'll continue with some more of these things. This is another picture here coming up.
Okay. Oh, that's my best friend, Debbie Schoenford. That was, gosh, I don't even know how long ago that was. Man, that hair is something else.
Debbie was very very important in my upbringing, too. She and her husband, Jeff, were major youth group leaders throughout most of my young life, and spent a lot of time at their house. And, of course, their son, Brian, is my age. And so, yeah, I haven't seen Debbie.
Remember when we went to church camp, how Debbie and I used to cook?
Yeah.
Do you remember that story about the time we made the cinnamon rolls? We got up really early and rolled out cinnamon rolls. And unbeknownst to us, there was baby ants on the counter.
Oh, no.
And we rolled them into the dough. Yeah. We picked out what we could.
Oh, you did not.
Yes, we did.
I would say that church camp also is part of the reason why I am a counselor, is because I went and helped and several years in a row and thought I was going to be a youth minister, and then realized how much I hated water balloon fights and pies in the face, but I enjoyed the interaction with the kids. And so that's sort of what led me to choosing that as a career. Here's another picture.
That's interesting. Oh, that's my friend Lori. She lives in Pennsylvania, but she's my best friend down in Florida at our park. She's my golfing buddy, but she fell today and hurt herself. So she's not going to be able to golf for a while.
Well, if she's watching, I hope she's okay.
Yeah. Hi, Lori. I'm sure she's watching. She said she would. Oh, and the other picture, I got a hole in one this summer when she and we flew down and spent a week in Florida together. And, oh my gosh, we were on the third hole, and I hit the ball, and it landed on the green, and it kind of did this kind of a wiggle woggle thing, and it went right in the hole. We were like two little 6-year-olds screaming and yelling and jumping up and down, and it was so fun.
A hole in one is not an easy thing to get, and a lot of folks never ever get one, so that's pretty exciting.
I know. Your dad never did, and my dad never did.
Wow, and Grandpa golfed a lot.
Well, so did your dad. He was a par golfer.
Yeah.
They had great competitions. Hey, there's my sweetie babe. That's Jeff.
And it's his birthday today.
Yeah, thank you.
He's sitting over in the corner to translate in case Mom has a hard time hearing me.
Oh, there's my singing sisters, Stacy and Cindy. We have such a good time singing together. Although I don't know now this year if we're going to get very many to be able to do that. But I just talked to them today and thought maybe we could Zoom a nursing home. And we could sing together that way.
Yeah. People are doing it. I don't know how they're doing it because people are recording a lot of videos of music. I just posted one from last week's guest, DJ Plunkett and Wicked. The tour cast did a musical song, but it was recorded. It wasn't live, but it's possible to do it for sure. So that name of the group is Believe, and you sing all over the tri-state, really, by Columbus and around, and do gospel songs and beautiful harmonies, and it's a lot of fun.
We sang in Florida too. This over in like December. Was that December? Or January sometime. That was fun. Oh, this is when we went to Alaska.
So you're kind of a world traveler.
Well, fortunately, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. You've been, a lot of places. You've been to Alaska. You've been to Panama, right?
Just got back from Panama in February, right before in fact, they made everybody, use hand sanitizer all the time. And thankfully, we didn't get stuck on the ship. We were kind of concerned that we'd get, quarantined on the ship before we got off, but that worked out okay.
That's good.
It was fun.
What's this? I found this on your Facebook. What is that?
I went to Florida for a pregnancy care center conference, and we took a side trip and went on an airboat ride, and they had these baby alligators, and they let us all hold them.
They let you hold them. They didn't make you hold them?
No, they let us hold them.
Because you'd have to make me hold it.
It had its mouth taped shut, so what's it going to do to you?
That seems very humane. All right, let's move on from that before we get the PETA folks after us.
Oh, one of my favorite sports. I love trap shooting.
You're pretty good at it, I hear.
Oh, not bad. I can hold my own against Jeff, so... There's a place that we trap shoot in Florida. It's only like 15 minutes from where we live down there.
Yeah.
And we're in a little club, but I'm the only woman that goes that I know of, but I don't care. It's still fun. Oh, that's a nativity scene that I made back. I think you must have been about 2 or 3 years old, and there was a lady that taught ceramics. So we spent a number of weeks making things, and I love that thing. It's getting a little woebegone now, but I still love it.
I took that picture because I think it represents, you made it, but it's also part of an important part of your life, which is your spirituality.
Right.
And yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, there's Kara and Cameron. Don't they look alike?
Yeah, so that's my sister, who passed away a couple years ago, and her daughter. Cameron's getting older. We're going to see another one of her in a second. I think maybe right here. Oh, yeah. Do you know what that's from?
Oh, my God. Yeah, when we took her to Disney. Yeah, she didn't know what to think of that. But she was pretty, there she goes. Cam's on.
Well, it was her birthday, and I asked her, which character do you want to meet? And she said, the evil stepsisters and stepmother from Cinderella. For some reason, that's who she wanted to meet. So I found a dinner where we met Cinderella, Prince Charming, and her evil stepsisters and stepmother. And do you remember, she colored pictures for the evil people and gave them to them when they came to the table. Do you remember that?
I don't remember. Cameron, what do you think about that? Maybe she'll type something in.
She gave them a picture of themselves, and they were very sweet and very kind, and a little taken aback, I think, that somebody was there because they actually liked them. It was fun.
Well, it's because she's kind. She's like you, that she has a real compassion for people, and she didn't probably want them to feel bad that nobody liked them.
Yeah. Here's another one coming up.
Oh, gosh. We always have fun. Cameron and I have the best time. And now we get in our own, what do you call that?
Dodge them, Kings Island.
Dodge cars. Now we get in our own and wham each other.
Here's Cameron chiming in on this, by the way. I'll go back to this picture.
What's to say? Yeah.
If I can get it to come in here. There it is.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah, this was at Kings Island, and she was driving. She was driving that. Now she's driving for real.
She's a good driver.
Because she's actually 16 now.
Yeah. Yep. Almost really 16 and a half. She's, remember, we always have so much fun when we come to Kings Island, and we'd spend the day at the park and spend the night and swim in the pool. And I remember that one year it was so hot, and she never complained the whole day. But then on the way home, she says, "Oh, Grammy, that was so hot." And I thought, she's such a little trooper. She never complains. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was at the Richmond Fair this last September.
So that's Cameron, and who else?
Jelly.
Who are they?
Yeah. I love that picture.
Tell people who they are.
Oh, I'm sorry. The little girl's Jillian, and the little boy is Brady, and that's Jeff's grandkids, but they're my grandkids too.
Yeah.
Jilly just turned 7, and Brady will be 10 this summer. He'll be double digits.
Wow. Oops, that's the wrong one. I didn't mean to go back to that. Hang on a second. Let me get my computer being a little difficult here. There we go.
Oh, that was so fun when I came down there and we watched that. And you were sitting beside some really important man. I can't remember who it was now.
David Lyman. He's a very important man. He's the Cincinnati Enquirer theater critic and a mentor to me.
Yeah. Very nice gentleman.
He took our picture, but this was a better shot, so I put this one up instead. But
yeah, that was really fun. And we color coordinated by chance.
Yeah.
That was just on our Panama Canal trip this last February. That was so fun. That was the best story, too. We rode on a trail, and then we got back to the beach area, and the horses just splashed around a little bit on the edge of the water. And then Lori and I changed into our swimsuits, and we got on the horses, but they changed and put saddles on them that were like life jacket material. So they were real slick, and they didn't have stirrups, and we didn't have a rein. We just had a rope, looked like a halter on them. So we didn't really have any way of controlling the horse at all. And it was super wavy that day, and the horses love it. They love to get in the water and run and swim. Well, it was all we could do to stay on the horse. Well, I forgot to take my hearing aids out.
Oh, no.
So I got the man's attention and was like, "You got to get me out of here. I can't afford to ruin my hearing aids." Well, Lori goes on, and they go down the beach a little ways, and he decides that they should turn back because it's just the waves are way too strong, and he's afraid either the horse would fall or the people would fall off.
Yeah.
Lori gets caught up in this swirl of horses turning around, so she decides just to ditch it, and she falls off her horse. So I'm looking around like, what happened to Lori? She's walking up the beach, soaking wet.
Wow.
Half Moon Cay.
Yeah, Half Moon Cay it was called in the Bahamas. It was really fun. There's our Christmas picture. Every year we try to take a picture. That was not this last year, but the year before.
Yeah.
Jeff's, what model tractor is that?
John Deere 730.
That's the 730 John Deere.
Antique.
The kids love climbing on the tractors.
Well, and that's it. We did it. We got through them all. You did it. That's good. So, I think it'd be fun if anybody has any Q&A questions you want to have answered about my mother or about me, life, what it's like, all that kind of stuff. We can take those now. In the meantime, I want you to talk about pickleball a little bit, one of your favorite sports besides golf. What is pickleball?
I love pickleball. Pickleball is like a combination of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. The racket is solid, but it's super lightweight, and you use a wiffle ball instead of a tennis ball, and that way you don't get tennis elbow. And the court is half of a tennis court. And what's the ping pong part of it? It's kind of like a ping pong paddle, only it's longer. But it's so fun, and you're only in a 10 by 10 square, and you play with 4 people. So you don't have to run very far, and it's really good for seniors because it's not so hard on our knees. Oh, it's so much fun.
I don't really think of you as a senior. It's interesting when you say those things, and I think, you're not old.
You don't? Good. I don't want anybody to ever call me a senior.
Unless it's a discount.
What'd you say?
You'll take the discount, though.
Oh, I don't ask for one. Oh, only I do at McDonald's. I get a senior coffee.
Well, that's worth it. Anybody out there in
Yeah.
Chatland have any questions for us? Send those in now. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night here in a minute. So what else? So you pickleball, golf. You like to go to Florida. You like to travel. Your basement is full of crafting supplies, especially stationery and things. Talk about that a little bit.
I could show you some cards I just made.
Yeah, do it. We'd love to see them.
I just made these yesterday. I mean, what else do you do when you're stuck in the house all day, you know? But can you see that?
Yeah. What is that?
And I don't know. My girlfriend Annie got me started making cards. And I don't know. I guess I'm old-fashioned, but I think there's nothing better than getting a card in the mail when you don't expect one.
Yeah.
And I think of it as a way to shower love on somebody I send them to a lot of the older ladies at church, or even men. I mean, you know, couples.
Sure.
Or people that are sick. Or I just think that's something I can do to love on people.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a whole lot. And I get to use my creative abilities. They're not great, but
Oh, that's great.
it's fun.
Cheryl has a question. Any memories from the farm, and do you have Grandma Kirk's noodle recipe?
I do have Grandma Kirk's noodle recipe. It should be in the Kirk family recipe book. If she doesn't have it, if you don't have it, Cheryl, message me and I will send it to you. I could make you noodles too. Of course, that's one of your favorites too.
How about any memories from the farm? Talk about that wild pony you used to have.
Oh my goodness. I always wanted a horse. I mean, I always thought I was going to be a cowgirl when I grew up. But no, that didn't happen. So when we were 10 years old, my dad got my sister and I a wild pony. Totally wild. Couldn't get a saddle on it, couldn't put a bridle on it. So my brother Jeff worked and finally got to be able to put a saddle and a bridle. But when you get on the horse, the only way you could ride it would be to put a stick with an ear of corn on the stick and hold it in front of the horse's mouth. And of course, the horse was trying to eat the corn, so you could ride it for a little while. But then he'd get tired of that and he'd run underneath the pear tree and knock you off under the branch. But you got smart enough, only did it once, because then you'd jump off before you got there.
And how old were you when that was going on?
That's 10.
Wow.
We had it a couple years, and then my dad sold it. And whoever bought it put it on a sulky and raced. They had pony races, and that pony loved that.
Huh. Cheryl does, in fact, have the recipe, so we're good there.
Okay.
Perfect. Any other memories from growing up that you want to talk about? Anything you want to say great about me?
I was trying to think of a really, really good story I could embarrass you with, but
I'll just end the broadcast.
I guess my favorite is always when you'd play the piano, you'd close the pocket doors and you'd sing really loud and play. And you were such a good pianist, and you sing good too. But as soon as I'd open the pocket doors, then you'd stop singing, like I wouldn't hear you if you shut the door. It was always so funny.
Well, that was the thought.
I loved it when you remember playing, and our black lab buddy would come in and come up and put his paws on the piano bench and sing with you.
Yep.
That was always worth a good laugh.
Yeah.
He'd love that.
That was a good dog. I remember the other dog that we had, Riley, got hit by the Marathon gas truck. And so he got buried by the Marathon gas tank as a passive-aggressive reminder to that Marathon gas driver what he'd done to the dog. That was an interesting
Yeah, that was
story.
really traumatic.
It's a big deal.
Well, that little Riley dog, one time when I was home by myself with the dog, a groundhog was out in the driveway, so I took the shotgun out. But the dog was barking at the groundhog, but I shot at the groundhog, and it scared the dog so bad it ran across to the neighbors and hid under their porch for like 3 days before it came home.
So I have a shotgun groundhog story too. There was actually it was a raccoon, I think. The other dog, Buddy, had a raccoon pinned up against the house, and you were gone. You were out, I think, camping, and I was home by myself. I was probably 16, 17. So I got the shotgun out to go get that raccoon, and the dog got back, and the raccoon took off across the yard, and I got ready to shoot, and there was the natural gas tank in the yard right in front of me, and I did not shoot, thankfully, because the house,
was really smart.
the house is still standing.
Do you remember when Buddy backed that groundhog down into the creek and drowned it?
Yeah.
He was a really smart dog.
Yeah. He was a good little
I was
white
telling Brady that story today.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he put his paw on the groundhog and held it under, or if he bit it and put his head under the water too. One way or the other, he killed that groundhog.
Yeah. Wow.
Remember what happened to him?
Buddy?
The dog?
Yeah,
Buddy?
you were in Florida, and he got
caught in the fence.
Yeah. I was home trying to figure out, and Sam actually found him, I think, or Bill, and then it was too late, a little too late. My other favorite dog story is the Maggie. Was that Maggie, the one that hated my guts?
Yeah.
Who bit me on the knee, but you hit her with the car. Yeah, well, she got hit by the car because you pulled in behind her and didn't see her, and just perfect timing. As soon as she bit me, she got hit by the car, and she never bit me again.
Yeah. Remember that time the preacher stopped and she wouldn't let him get out of the car?
Yeah, I know. She hated me.
Either.
She hated all of us. She was a mean dog. Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, she didn't like men.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good. Anything else you want to tell the viewers at home? Anything you want to leave them with before we call this a night?
I just want them to know what a wonderful son you are and how happy I am that God blessed me with you.
Well, thanks. That's very nice. I feel the same way about you. Happy Mother's Day. I do want to make just a comment for the folks out there who maybe this day isn't so happy, that our thoughts are with you as well, and that we know that Mother's Day is not always a joyous celebration for everyone. So want to be sensitive to that as well, and just let you know that we're thinking about you too.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, next week, come back. We're going to have Noah Gabriel, one of the Northern Wrestling Federation future stars, on the air with us. But this has been a lot of fun. I've had a good time. Thanks, Mom, for being here, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next Sunday at 9 o'clock live right here on Conversations with Kirk Sheppard.